I thought tonight, we our defense wasn't quite there. I thought, we tried, we hung in there a little bit, but it's kind of like the first game when we kind of got in range. They just made big shots. They responded. I think they made probably three or four threes when we were trying to make a run. They just made some big shots. If they didn't, they got a second opportunity. So our defense just wasn't what it needed to be. 90 points is too many points. Offensively, we scored 75. We had some guys that make some threes that typically don't. But we just, it all came on the defensive end. We battled on the glass, as much as we could. I thought, that wasn't the problem. I just thought really when it came down to it, they had 11 threes. That's just too many threes to try to overcome. 90 points, it's just not going to cut it. 75 is enough to win on the road, but you can't give up 90. So, we have to get back in the gym. We got to get our defense better. It hasn't been as good as we need it to be. We got to get ready for this tournament, and that's where our mindset is. Questions.
Adrian, how hard is it for your team to guard a team like Clemson? They have two really big guys who can step out. They've got shooters. How hard is it? What kind of a challenge do they present this particular lineup?
Well, I think today, PJ the first half he was, he carried them. I thought the second half, shuffling, inside he did the job, and he made some tough ones. I mean, we battled. He made some tough ones, but we got to try to use our quickness. Obviously, we're not the biggest team. We got to be a little tougher. We got to push them out. We got to do our work early, and I thought, the first game we did that. This game tonight we didn't, and we got to defend better. In that post area, we got to try to use our quickness and get around them. We got to pressure the ball. So it's five guys. With our team, the way we defend in the post, we have to have pressure on the ball. We got to try to push the guys out as much as we can. So, but it was definitely difficult for us today, handling PJ and shuffling inside.
Despite the loss tonight, how do you feel about your team as you get ready for next week's tournament?
It's a new season. I thought this team, all year battled. And even tonight, again, this is one of those games where the score doesn't really indicate, the final score doesn't really indicate, what we did. We battled, we caught it close, we got it closer. But this team battled all year. When you talk about the season, I'm proud of the way these guys battled. We put ourselves in position to have some success. We're looking forward to like I told these guys in the locker room, this is a new season now. We're looking forward to a new season. We've had some good moments. We have some bad moments. We've learned from everything, and now we got to put it all together in this upcoming tournament.
Coach, a low volume day for Chris today from three. What was Clemson doing to stop him from shooting?
Guarding him. I think they guarded him really well. They made him. They didn't let him come off screens. They just did a really good job with getting him the ball, and it's hard to sometimes, just, stop your offense trying to get someone the ball consistently. We try to get it to them a little bit, but I thought they did a good job. They were physical. They made them go back. They didn't let them come off screens. They made them kind of reject screens and stuff like that.
It seems like the last couple of weeks opponents have put taller guys on. Today was Jack Clark, who's 6'10", obviously. How does Chris get around a guy like that?
I mean, it's for us. It's not just Chris, but you got to move a little bit better, and we got to screen some more. And tonight in particular, they play zone. I mean, this is the most zone they played all year, so we didn't get a chance to really, try to get him some shots. In the zone, they stuck with him. That was the reason why Judah and those guys were able to, get into the lane. We just didn't finish the way we needed to, and we couldn't get threes. They made sure he didn't get threes. Kyle got some threes. Q hit a couple of threes. They was going to let someone else make threes.
Coach, what made you guys change your defense so much from the 2-3 zone to man throughout the game?
Well, when Joe's on the floor, that's the one thing. You don't want to give him those. You want to try to hopefully wear him down. And make it tough for him, and he did a really good job. Again, efficient. He made shots when they needed them. So that was their mindset. And then, Chase hit a couple, so they hit some threes early. So I didn't really want to continue to do. I wanted to kind of make them, how we got back in the game was they were scoring inside, but it was twos, and so we kept scoring. So that's how we kind of stayed close, especially in the first half. Second half, I just thought our defense thought man-to-man was the right defense to play.
I was wondering at this point in the season, even though it's late in the year, how much is this team still growing and learning? Because you've got all sophomores, you've got no upperclassmen. Clemson's got 4 seniors and a junior in its starting lineup.
Mike, I haven't really. I think early in the year, I paid attention to that. I think now, these guys, we've been through wars. I think they, obviously, they are sophomores, but they played enough games now. So, but I do think, this time off, we'll be able to refocus on some things, grab our legs. We've had these last 4 or 5 games towards the end of the season, they've been consecutive. Not a lot of rest. And our numbers have been down, so I think it'll be good for us to get a little rest and kind of get our legs back up under us and tighten some things up that we want to do, especially defensively and offensively.
Coach, what does the next week look for you guys in terms of balancing rest with preparing for the tournament?
I think we have to be there, locked in mentally. I think we have to work. We'll get a couple of days off. And that should be enough. But these guys are young; they're in good shape. But we just got to get back to work, get back into the gym, and kind of touch up some things, especially defensively, and then offensively, kind of keep getting better at some things that we need to get better at.
Coach, you had to go up against a lot of premier bigs in the conference like Baycott, DJ Burns, NC State. How do you think tonight with Hall? Why was he kind of so effective tonight? Was Hall just a different type of player?
I thought Hall, he was 11 for 19. He had it going. He made some tough shots. He got down there. I think Malik did about as best as he can. To me, I don't know if they put the teams out yet, but he's a first team guy. He's NBA potential. Guy that can score down there. He stepped out. He could hit threes. I thought the first half he really got going. I thought the second half, I don't know if they didn't need him. But I thought Malik did a little bit better job. But when they needed him, he scored some baskets towards the end. But he's just, he can score, man. He's a handful down there. He can turn over both shoulders. He can step out. So, we knew that, that he was going to get his fair share of shots. We just wanted to make him battle, make him earn it and work.
Judah got you 20. I'm sorry, Tom.
You're killing me.
Judah got you 20 tonight, but they made him work. What were they doing to him to kind of force him away from some of the shots he's been getting in recent games?
I just think he missed some of the shots that he had been making. I think he still got in the lane. I think he still got to his spots. I thought early on, I think he probably did stay on the perimeter a little bit more. I thought he could have got to the lane on a couple of drives. But the second half, I thought he got to his spots and he got in there. I think it was really, him, making the shots. But they came over. When he got in the lane, the 5-man always came over. And he still can get his shot up. But. I just think that he missed some shots that he sometimes makes.
You touched on Joe a little bit. You face guarded him with Kyle Cuff in the second half. He was all over him when Joe made that 4-point play. And a veteran guy like that, are those kinds of guys that much more difficult to guard because they've been around? This is his 5th year, and they know how to play in those situations.
Well, Joe knows he's getting the ball. Joe knows he's getting the ball. He's a big part of what they do. He's done a nice job of adapting to the system, offensively. When you got to have, Joe is a guy that you got to have alert. You got to know where he's at. You got to make it tough. A 3-point play, that was huge. We needed to have 3 to the ball on that one, but he just turned in and raised it up. And Kyle was aggressive. He just had to give him a little space on that one. You got to let him land.
Got time for one more. Coach, today marks the end of your first full season first full regular season as the head coach. The season's not over yet, but what are the biggest takeaways you've had in your first year?
I've been asked that question a couple of times right now. I really couldn't answer it. I'm still into the season. I'm still getting ready. And I think I'll be able to answer that question once the season's over with. I'm just getting prepared now. Get my team prepared, worrying about getting my team prepared, and then getting prepared for the ACC tournament. So, I do know this. It's this league is a very, very good league. It's one of the best leagues in the country. It's a basketball league. It's tough. You're preparing for different people every day. It's different styles. So I think I thought we did, for the most part, a decent job of adjusting and making some changes. But, to fully answer that question, I would probably have to answer that when the season is over with. Thank you. Excuse me?
Is there an update on J.J. Starling?
JJ's fine. Yeah, no, nothing's wrong. JJ's fine. That I know of, that I know of. Let me say that, but I think he's fine.